Product management. Of course, product management consumes most of the data. They're pretty much, they're the teams that instrument most of the data in the first place, most of our usage data, and they are analyzing every single little feature with a zillion A/B tests, among other things that they're looking at. So that's kind of no surprise. But it's kind of interesting when you want to cross these tests that do well in some areas and not others. This is just a quick example of something we were looking at recently, actually, where we had a test that was doing better on desktop, but worse on mobile. Well, it's a tough one, right? Because we're actually, desktop still sort of the cash cow in terms of our business, because when you're shopping for lots of items, the imagery is so important, and having a big desktop space is really helpful for conversion. So that's nice, but mobile is really up, on a kind of a skyrocketing projection. So you got to be really careful about keeping mobile users happy. So we actually would take this and dig much, much deeper into the data to figure out what we should do about this test and whether we really want to roll it out or not. PR. So PR, this is one of my favorite stories, because PR was completely not, or they were data-driven, but it was very hard for them to get insights before we had self-service tools that were easy to use. And now, on a weekly basis, they're completely, in a self-service way, driving all of their stories that they're putting out. I actually only talk to them every couple months at this point, because there's really never an issue. They just have the data they need, and they can do what they need to do. So tons of stuff coming out. For us, it's all about fashion trends. So one of my favorites was the Coachella piece in the middle there, where they could easily see the influence of Coachella on style the week afterwards, publish a story about everything that's kind of happening because of Coachella in the fashion world. Since we really are we have 20+ million visitors a month, so we've got a pretty good read on the fashion market, and we can come up with these great insights. And now that actually the one other thing that they've been able to do more recently with some of the tools we provided them is slice all the data regionally and very locally, right? So we can actually put out trends in San Francisco or trends in New York, major metropolitan areas, based on events that happen. So it's getting really interesting for them. Data science. I mean, of course, they leverage the data. The data science team leverages the data more than anybody else. I think that we have this amazing data science team, actually. And if you think about our data, it's all catalog data that comes in from 1,500 sources, all text, tons of misspellings, tons of, even like one brand, it's amazing how many times one brand can be spelled different ways. I mean, one brand can be spelled 10 different ways from 10 different retailers, and you think that wouldn't happen. But some brands are, in a European language that, can be misspelled so many different times. So we've got a lot of data science that we need just to clean up our data. Just cleaning up our catalog is a huge thing we do. But one of the sexiest things our data science team has done is recently redone the product ranking algorithm, which is what products show up at the top of the page when you search for red club dress. What are those 5 dresses we're going to show at the top of the page? And by changing out the old algorithm, which was a little more tuned toward product clicks and not necessarily conversions, just trying to get people off our website, actually, and onto retailers' websites, because it's kind of our business model. We switched it out with more of a predictive model. It's really a true statistical model now that predicts conversion. And it uses things like sale level, product age, a few other key predictors. And we were able to add 7 million in GMV per year incremental just by this one change. And it actually only took the team like 2 weeks. So that was a huge win for the data science team overall. And I just wanted to walk you through the A/B test for this, because it was fascinating to see. This is showing two major retailers on our site. The light blue is the current algorithm, meaning the old one, and I guess in our case, because we have rolled this out. The new one is the blue bar. And impressions are product impressions. So you can see for retailer A, we cut their product impressions in half. And that's a scary thing. And retailers notice that too. We give them we call this share of voice data. So we give them a share of voice of impressions, and it gets cut in half, so that's scary. The product clicks from those impressions were still down quite a bit in retailer A in the new algorithm. But on the far right, the GMV, which is really all they care about, that's their sales, was about the same. So hey, that retailer says, fine, roll out the new algorithm. We're fine with that, no big deal. Retailer B is super happy, because we have now increased their sales quite a bit from our channel. And overall, over our 1,500 total, GMV was up 7 million. It's going to be 7 million a year. So that was a huge test to roll out and very successful. Lots of other algorithms going on from the data science team, recommendations. I kind of talked about the challenge of normalizing our data. Brand normalization was actually a huge project that we rolled out last year. Tons of personalization as well. So this is just ongoing. Data science team has a roadmap that's probably 5 years long, and I could use about 6 or 7 more of them. I wanted to show you just another good example of a fundamental tool that's all data-driven using, in this case, natural language processing algorithms that are very custom for our data sets. It turns out that out-of-the-box algorithms just don't work for our particular data set. This is a semantic graph of a very popular category, for the summer at least, sandals. So women's sandals. These are the most popular tokens or words within the descriptions, the titles, all of that from our catalog. And as you can maybe imagine, some of the top words are around the style, what kind of strap the sandal has, or is it wedge, is it a platform, metallic, adjustable, on and on and on. This is what women care about with their sandals. When you look at men, totally different story. It's all about comfort and material and wearability, right? It's all about what's the sole made out of? How does it mold to my foot? Can I walk around this thing all day? And can I walk around in these Birkenstocks all day, right? And so it's kind of, you kind of knew that was sort of the case, but to see exactly what it looks like in the data is fascinating. And you can imagine there are a zillion takeaways from this. We use this to define our top canonical URLs we want to publish to Google for SEO. These are our top SEM keywords we're going to bid on. This actually plays in as an input to our product ranking algorithm. It is an input to our recommendation engine. It's an input to a lot of our personalization, and on and on and on. So just these kinds of approaches, for us at least, these semantic graphs are hugely important. And the team does an amazing job with this. So my mission is accomplished. All the teams are using the data, and our data is democratized. It's kind of a joke. I thought we were going to be on an aircraft carrier when we were going to talk about these talks, but I guess we're not. That's fine. The job is ongoing. There's always more work to do. I told you we got 75% of our employees by the end of the year using it regularly. We'll get that up to 100%. But the thing is, even when they're using it, there's always new data sets that are coming online, right? You've always got to create new situations for the employees to analyze. There's always new business challenges. So it's a never-ending process. I totally enjoy it though, and I'm really just happy to be here. I'm happy to be part of the conference. Thank you very much for inviting me. Everybody should go to ShopStyle and set a sale alert. Try it out. Let me know if you like it. Thank you.